Hey, you're tuned in to the Hustle Report by Profit Duel. Have you ever had that feeling, that spark of insight or maybe a skill you've really honed and thought, could this actually be worth something? Like, could I make money from this? You're definitely not the only one thinking that way. Today, we're doing a deep dive into one of the really compelling ways to monetize what you know, creating online courses. Our mission here is to kind of pull back the curtain on this whole opportunity. We're drawing insights from all our latest research, articles, and case studies right here at Profit Duel. We'll look at the benefits, which can sometimes be surprising. We'll also tackle the real challenges, the tricky bits, then uncover the actual earning potential, and maybe most importantly, lay out the practical steps. The actionable things our findings show are pretty crucial if you want to get started. Maybe you've already thought about this path, or perhaps you're just really curious about how knowledge turns into profit in today's world. Either way, get ready. We're going to unpack some really fascinating stuff. Okay, so before we jump into strategy and all that, let's just break it down. Fundamentally, how does this whole online course thing actually work? Our analysis points to a pretty clear mechanism, right?
Exactly. Yeah, at its heart, it's really about developing educational content. So that could be like video lectures, maybe presentations, quizzes are good, other resources too. The main goal is always to teach something specific, a topic or a skill. And our research shows this covers, everything from really complex stuff like data analytics down to uh, baking bread or even specific software. Then these courses, they get hosted on platforms. Think Udemy, Teachable, maybe Coursera, although we're also seeing a trend in our articles, creators setting up their own websites. Give them more control. Once it's live, students can enroll basically from anywhere, and they access it whenever they want at their own speed.
Yeah.
And the money, well, our models show that comes from selling the course or sometimes subscriptions. Depends on the pricing you choose.
Wow, that sounds incredibly accessible, almost liberating, the idea that your knowledge isn't stuck in one classroom or time zone. But does that self-paced global thing, does it create challenges like keeping students engaged? Is that something we'll get into?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a key point we'll circle back to when we hit the challenges section, definitely. But for now, yeah, let's focus on the positives, what gets creators really excited.
Okay, right. So we know the mechanics. Our research definitely shines a light on some really compelling upsides. From our deep dive, looking at success stories, market trends, what are the standout benefits?
Well, what's truly fascinating, based on what we've analyzed, is how passive the income can actually become. Once the course is up and running, our findings suggest it's maybe less about earning while you sleep and more about the leverage,
Yeah.
building something once that can pay off again and again. We've seen creators in our studies generating pretty consistent revenue, months, even years later, sometimes with minimal ongoing work, especially if the content is evergreen.
Evergreen content. That makes sense.
Yeah. And beyond just the money, our articles always highlight this, the
Yeah.
fulfillment, the feeling of actually sharing what you know and making an impact. You're not just like selling a thing, you're helping people learn globally.
That's a powerful motivator.
It really is. Then there's the flexibility. That comes up constantly in our research on creator work-life balance. Just the sheer autonomy of creating on your own time without a traditional boss looking over your shoulder. And another huge one our articles detail is scalability.
Scalability. Always important.
Right. And true scalability, like our reports emphasize, isn't just about churning out more courses. It's more about building systems. Systems for delivery, for marketing, that let you grow exponentially without you personally having to put in exponentially more hours.
Right. Working smarter, not just harder.
Exactly. You reach more students over time, growing that income potential. And finally, it's a fantastic way to build authority. By structuring and sharing your knowledge, you basically establish yourself as an expert, a thought leader in your niche. Our case studies show this often leads to other things too. Consulting gigs, speaking invites, sometimes even book deals. It goes way beyond just the course sales.
That point about building an asset, not just, trading time for money. That really feels like the core difference here. Our analysis keeps pointing to that, separating this from maybe more traditional side hustles. It's creating something with lasting value. But, okay, let's be real. Any venture with this kind of potential, it's got its hurdles, right? Our research doesn't shy away from the tough parts. What are the big challenges, the non-negotiables, our data flags for people wanting to create courses?
You're absolutely right. A realistic view is crucial. Our deep dives into how creators actually do this show, one of the biggest hurdles is the initial time investment. And it's not just clocking hours, it's the deep work, taking what's in your head and making it structured, engaging, clear. A lot of creators, as our internal reports show, actually get bogged down not by the time itself, but by the mental energy it takes, the distillation process.
I can see that. Turning expertise into teaching isn't automatic.
Not at all. Then there's the competition. Our market analysis makes it clear. The online course space is, well, crowded,
Yeah.
very crowded. So cutting through that noise, it's not just about basic marketing. The successful creators we profile, they often get super specific, hyper niching. So instead of just, say, Excel skills, maybe it's Excel for biotech researchers or something really targeted.
So finding your unique little corner of the market.
Exactly. The narrower you go, sometimes the faster you can really own that space and attract the right audience. And we can't forget the tech side. Our Beginner's Guide article mentions this. A lot of people find the platforms, the video editing, the marketing tools, a bit daunting at first.
Yeah, the tech barrier.
Right. Our data suggests maybe starting simple is key. Lots of successful people begin with user-friendly tools, like Descript for editing, maybe Canva for slides. You don't always need the pro-level stuff right away.
Good tip. Focus on the content first.
Precisely. Content is king. Then, once it's launched, our studies on long-term success stress that courses aren't set it and forget it. They need maintenance, updates, keeping the information fresh and relevant.
So it's an ongoing commitment.
It is. And finally, income variability, especially early on. Our financial models show earnings can swing quite a bit based on sales, promotions, even just market trends. It's not always a steady paycheck from day one.
Okay, so what our research really tells us is these aren't roadblocks necessarily. They're more like strategic points, places where planning, choosing the right tools, and really understanding your niche, like you said, makes the difference. Knowing these pitfalls means you can plan for them, right? So with all this effort, the potential upside, the challenges comes the big question. What does our research actually say about the money? What's the real earning potential look like for online course creators?
Yeah, the bottom line, it genuinely varies a huge amount. Our data really backs this up. Depends heavily on your topic, how good your course actually is, your marketing skill, and obviously how many students sign up. But to give you some numbers, our analysis, looking at platform data, kind of like what Teachable Report suggests, successful creators can earn, on average, anywhere from maybe $50 to over $500 per hour.
Per hour. Wow, that's a big range.
It is, and that's averaged out, factoring the time spent creating versus the revenue it brings in over time. But here's the key thing, what our deep dives into the really top courses show. The highest rates, they often aren't just about being in a hot niche. It's about building a community around the course.
Oh, community. Interesting.
Yeah, it fosters loyalty, gets people buying maybe your next course, generates that word-of-mouth buzz that ads just can't replicate. That's what drives those higher, more consistent recurring revenue streams. So it kind of raises a question for you, the listener. What's your unique skill that can not only sell, but also build that kind of dedicated community?
That focus on community building.
Yeah, that's a critical insight our research consistently highlights. It seems to be what separates the good courses from the truly exceptional high-earning ones. Puts a real number on that passive income idea. Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, the potential earnings, all backed by our research. Let's shift gears now to the really practical bit, the how-to. For someone listening right now thinking, okay, this sounds like it could be for me, what are those first essential steps our articles recommend for actually getting started?
Right, let's break it down. Our articles lay out a pretty clear path, starting with step one. 1, choose your topic. Our guides really stress finding that sweet spot where your passion meets an actual market need. You have to know it and love it, sure, but people also have to be willing to pay to learn it. It's that intersection that's valuable.
Makes sense. Passion plus demand. Exactly. 2, plan your course. This is huge. Before you even think about recording anything, our successful creator profiles show you absolutely need a solid outline, like a blueprint. Define clear learning objectives. What will people be able to do after? Break it into logical modules. Map out the content for each lesson. It's crucial for a good learning experience.
So planning is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Then, 3, create content. This is the hands-on part. Recording videos, designing slides or presentations, maybe creating quizzes, putting together worksheets or templates, whatever fits your topic. Our best practices articles suggest, maybe starting simple here too, good mic, decent lighting, often beats fancy gear if your audio is clear and your delivery is good.
Focus on clarity. Got it.
4, select a platform. Okay, where will your course live? Our comparison guides can help here. Places like Udemy give you access to a marketplace, but less branding control. Teachable or Thinkific let you build more of your own brand. A custom website gives you total control, but more work. It really depends on your goals and how tech-savvy you feel.
Different options for different needs.
Yeah. And finally, 5, market your course. This is so important. Our marketing strategy articles are clear. You could have the best course ever, but if nobody knows it exists, well, it won't sell.
Right. Build it, and they will not necessarily come.
Exactly. You need to promote it. Start with people you already know. Build an email list early. And find those niche online communities, maybe specific Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, forums, where your ideal students actually hang out. Think targeted, not just blasting it everywhere.
It really sounds like our research emphasizes that strategic planning and starting with real clarity is key, not just, winging it. These steps make it feel much more manageable, less overwhelming. Now, obviously, creating courses is a really powerful way to leverage skills. We see that clearly. But our broader research for the Hustle Report looks at other ways, too. What other kinds of side hustles did our analysis uncover that let people leverage different skills?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If course creation doesn't feel like the right fit, our findings show there's a whole range of other popular options. For instance, match betting comes up. Our articles explain it as using bookie offers to lock in profit. It's surprisingly low risk, low effort for some folks.
Interesting. Less creative, maybe, but potentially effective.
Right. Then there's affiliate marketing. Our reports show this is basically promoting other people's products for a commission. Less upfront creation as a course, maybe, but different skills involved. Social media management, that's a big one in our gig economy reports. Great if you're savvy with online presence and strategy. Even selling insurance, could be a flexible side gig if you have good sales and networking skills. And, of course, for video lovers, our content creator studies confirm starting a YouTube channel can build long-term income from ads, sponsorships, though often a slower process than direct course sales initially.
So yeah, our research really maps out this diverse landscape, lots of digital opportunities out there. It lets you kind of tailor your side hustle to your specific skills, your interests, even your risk tolerance. It's about finding your thing. So there you have it. Our deep dive today, pulling from all our work here at Profit Duel, it really shows online courses offer this powerful mix: creativity, sharing what you know, and yes, that potential for passive income. Sure, there are those initial challenges. We talked about the deep work, the competition, maybe some tech hurdles, but the benefits, earning while you sleep, potentially reaching people all over the world, building real authority, it makes it a really compelling venture to explore. It's about building potentially a successful online teaching business that doesn't just bring in income, but actually empowers people.
Yeah, and if we zoom out, like our studies on purpose-driven work suggest, it can be about more than just the money. It's really about empowerment, taking your unique knowledge and turning it into something that can genuinely educate, inspire, and help others grow,
Yeah.
making a real mark.
So, a final thought for you listening right now. What hidden expertise do you possess? That thing you know really well. What if you structured it, shared it? Could it not only generate income, but actually transform someone else's skills, their understanding? Something to ponder. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.